Your peace to the gods. Great awakening, light lords, and grand rising to those who have not yet awoken. Peace to God. I love myself. In saying that, I love myself. Love, which is understanding, according to the words of the most honorable melanated mystic Babaji, as in the all, the illusion. Peace, 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 Sakamoto Wasi. Always remember that you God, and it will keep you in a state of Christ consciousness, helping you to use your intent and will for righteous endeavors at every moment, every present moment. I love myself, God. Welcome to the plane of chance and opportunity that we are converting into change and ingenuity through our good works with the amount of faith that we have in the now moment. I'm broadcasting this message to all the light lords out there, all of the gods, all of the supreme beings that may be sleeping at the moment or may need a little more motivation or, or they're wondering what they should do, or they're second guessing or manifest they're going through, the situations that are happening for them to progress and to transform and growth and betterment. A lot of people want to talk about, you know, doing things. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to talk about doing, but there's a subjective right and there's an objective right. Okay? Subjective right is just based on your own opinions and about how you feel. Peace to the God, Jazuri in the room, my wife in the room. Peace to the God, Jazuri. I love myself. But there's a subjective right and there's an objective right. Okay, what's the objective right is based on scientific facts that can be proven over and over and over and over again, without fail. And subjective facts or what's subjectively right is based on our own opinion without much research. It's just how you feel. You know, it's based on your own specific feelings or way of viewing life, just your perception. But what we're coming to as a people, what we're coming to, what we're coming to is basing our subjectivity in objectivity, and through doing this, being able to know what we're actually supposed to be doing as humanity, as melanated beings, sentient beings walking this plane conscious, a lot of different from the other animals, you know, in the animal kingdom, and a lot different from the plant, you know, the plant kingdom. Even though we all have similarities, and everything comes from DNA. What's going on is we have to begin to start thinking more about objective reality rather than our own feelings, so that we can get through our own subjectivity to begin to even base our own subjective or our specific personality within this illusion of separation on the base level of what we actually are and what we truly are. We got to get through this cloud of you know, not seeing the reality as self, not seeing every single thing that happens that you might think is external of you as you. We have to get through that. We have to break that illusion of separation. And so when it comes to doing things, when it comes to everybody wanting to do something about something, you must first base it in these objective facts. You got to ask yourself, man, what is reality really? What is the mind? What is consciousness? How am I here? What am I doing? How did I get here? You know, why? Why am I here? Basic questions about reality. That's what we should constantly ask. We should constantly ask ourselves. We should constantly be our own psychologists. We should constantly be our own philosophers about life. Constantly, be our own symbologists and look and start begin to syncretize everything, become syncretic with everything, syncretize all of these different symbols and things that we see in our reality and the happenings, the situations, and ask ourselves, what is this really? What is this? What is the mind truly? We say the word mind all day. You know what I'm saying? You got your own mind, I got my own mind. But is that truly, and you know, the simplest point of view that you can get it, you know what I'm saying? You can see, like, I have a mind. Without my mind, I wouldn't be here. Without my mind, I couldn't even conceive. You got to think back. You got to think back. Like, okay, the only reason I know I was born is because of what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing, what I'm hearing through my five senses. Well, I mean, what I'm hearing through my hearing sense. Whatever I'm experiencing through my five is the only reasons I even think that this is that I'm here and I'm experiencing all of this. You see? So if you got to think, if I would have cut my senses off, if I would have cut all my senses off, what would I be? If I would have optical nerves to my eyes, cut all these nerves off that's connecting to my brain and the central nervous system, all of this, technology that my body is, what would I be experiencing? What would I see? These are the types of thoughts that you got to meditate on. The simplest, purest thoughts, because the pure thought is what people call the Holy Spirit. And when you can think more and more, allow the Holy Spirit, the pure thoughts, to embody your consciousness and constantly asking these questions every day, you're going to start thinking way more deep about your reality and come up with solutions way faster. People want to do things. People want to start business. They want to travel. They want to do so many different things to change their situation, but their mind isn't right yet. That's why things aren't happening the way happen, man. The universe doesn't work like that. Your subconscious, you got to know what your mind is. Then you can work with it and stay in balance, and whatever happens is going to happen for you. You're going to view it as happening for you, not against you. You're not going to ever, like, the more you think everything is happening for me, is the better off you're going to be. And the only way that the best way that you can do that is by knowing what your mind truly is, and constantly asking yourself, the only reason I can see and perceive everything is because of my five senses. If I cut off my five senses, do I have a mind? If I cut off my five senses, do I have a mind? Okay? If you cut off your five senses, you're going to realize that you have a mind, but it's not experiencing any reality in that instant. And what's going to happen is, this is supposed to be the climax, but what's going to happen is you are going to pop up in another reality. You are going to connect to another body, because This is how your brain functions, your body, and this is how reality works, man. I'm gonna just put it simple. I'm gonna just put it simple. I'm gonna put it point blank, period, right in front of you, man. This is how reality works. You have a mind. Your mind is a possibility of being. Truly, nothing exists. Truly, there objectively, everything is quantum waves of infinite potential. And that's what your mind is. Your mind is a void, quantum soup, or quantum waters, quantum ocean. Your mind is a void quantum ocean. And when I say quantum, I mean you can't tell the difference between things. Everything is just oneness. Everything is oneness. It's darkness. It's void. You can't see the difference between. The reason we have these types of bodies is because of the fact that with our type of vision, we can see different forms of light through a different spectrum. What I'm talking about is when you release yourself from these five senses that you have with this body, you are releasing. You are letting go of. When you let go of these five senses in some way, shape, or form or fashion, you are letting go of the electromagnetic waves that are being interpreted by your brain through these senses. Therefore, your brain must interpret the electromagnetic waves some other way so that you can keep experiencing, so that your body can keep experiencing. Your mind is an infinite soup of many infinite amounts of possibilities. That's what your mind truly is. Your mind manifests itself into different realities. You first have the unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is when you are not conscious of the thoughts that you're thinking, whether conscious or subconscious thoughts. Meaning you're not this instant where you're not viewing any reality through the five senses of your body. You are in that void. The none, the nothingness. Then you have the subconscious, which is the viewing of possibilities, which is the theta state of the mind, or the state of mind where you're envisioning many different possibilities. It's imagination. Okay? You have the void consciousness, where you're not even conscious of anything. Then you have the imaginary, or the imagination, or the less awareness of specific possibilities, but aware of all of the possibilities, or have a subtle awareness that you could become. And then from this subconscious, you focus your awareness into a conscious mind. These are the three different forms of the mind. Well, there's actually four, because you got to go to super consciousness. That's where you get past the conscious mind. Mind, once it focuses so much on certain thought, expand those thoughts. What's up?
I walk outside.
You already outside. Let's get it. So when you focus on so many thoughts, those thoughts must expand, and then they make realities for your unconscious / subconscious to take in, which is your infinite, all imagination self, and your unconscious void, infinite possibility self. The mind. The mind is a transmitter and receiver of its own thoughts, in turn simulating eternal consciousness. That's what the mind is. You know, I put that test on Facebook yesterday, you know, asking people what they think, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people had some really great answers. A lot of people had some really, really great answers. But To answer it, this is what the mind is. The mind is a transmitter and receiver of its own thoughts, which are illusions, simulating, it's a holographic simulation of eternal consciousness without beginning or end. The word eternal means without beginning or end. The word eternal means without beginning or end. So if you thinking about the natural laws, if you thinking something has a source, that thing also has a source infinitely. Infinitely. If you think, where does this come from? And then you get to where you answer the question, you're still gonna be able to keep asking that question over and over and over again, infinitely. You wanna know why? Because all possibilities, Murphy's Law, what can happen will happen. What is a possibility must be experienced in some way, shape, or form or fashion. So an infinite realm, yes, it's a possibility. An infinite realm of coming from nothing, yes, it's a possibility. And it is scientific. It is a scientific equation. You have a scientific equation for the butterfly effect. You have a scientific equation for the string theory. You have a scientific equation for the chaos theory. You have a scientific equation for every possibility that could exist, because your mind is a possibility. And within the illusion of the possibility of experiencing what could be through your mind, you manifest all of the infinite other possibilities that you could experience simultaneously. That's the Big Bang. And everything that you see within your reality or within your quote unquote life is just a symbolic representation of your mind. It's a symbolic representation of how your mind works. Okay? Every single planet, star, plant, animal, tree, anything that you can name is a symbolic representation. It's a symbolic representation of how your mind is working in its current quantum galaxy, in its current quantum atomic structure, in its current quantum particle. You see, you are a quantum being. I am a quantum being. I am a specific piece of my own mind experiencing itself simultaneously as all of my lives. This is how the mind works. And so when you see certain people in your life, they're symbolic representations of your own mind. Can't point the finger at anybody. Any situation that you get in, you put yourself in there, because when you portal yourself into a possibility, you have this mechanism to where you forget and remember through the conscious and the subconscious and the unconscious. The superconscious is what programs everything to flow in this motion so that we can have illusions of choice and free will. Through these illusions of choice and we have refinement, constant refinement of thoughts. And constant refinements of thoughts means constant refinements of possibilities. And constant refinements of possibilities means constant growth and betterment through eternity, infinitely. If you don't know this, then you need to know. If you don't know that the mind is a simulation, the mind is a holographic simulation of possibilities, of possibilities, in all itself, in the end. All is self at the end of the day. All has always been self. And I'm no, it's not. No. If you call that narcissism, then you will never get to fucking heaven. Knowing your mind and how it actually works? No. Know your mind how it actually works. You have 4 different, it corresponds with the 4 different brainwave states. And through all these different states, throughout these 4 major states of minds, there's infinite amounts of states of thinking. Different ways of looking at things, different amounts of dimensions. Different amounts of dimensions, different planes to exist on, different ways to think about life. Truly what's going on is illusion. You're just looking at yourself. And a lot of people want to do shit, but they're not understanding it. They're not understanding it. You're not understanding that first. You got to have that subconsciously programmed into you. This is a major shift. This is a major shift that we need to go through. We need to completely understand the objective view, the objective formula of existing, period. Then we'll be able to come together faster. Then we'll be able to do things exactly how we need to do them, because we'll be in alignment with the objective formula of the different cycles of the astrological ages and how things are supposed to go every single moment within infinity. Eternal consciousness. You want to start businesses, you want to sell crystals, you want to travel, you want to go to the tropics, but you forgetting, man, wherever you go, there you are. Wherever you go, there you are. So it's like when you get in certain situations and then you wonder why certain things didn't happen how you wanted it to happen, it's because you don't know specific parts of your mind yet. You're not subconsciously programming yourself to get that exactly how it's supposed to come yet. You don't know your astrological energy yet. Enough yet. You don't know how to manipulate those energies. You don't know that the mind is eternal and it's all a simulation. It's all a holographic simulation. If you look up the word holographic and you look up the word simulation and you look up the word eternal, then you're gonna automatically know what this reality is. You look up the word electromagnetic spectrum, light. Look up the word light. I mean, simple terms. Look up the word fractal. What is it going to tell you? The mind is everything. Everything is corresponding with each other. If it were not so, you would not have a mind. You would not be conscious of this reality. You would still be in void consciousness. You would still be in unconsciousness. You wouldn't be able to distinguish everything. You wouldn't even know what specific thoughts to think. Even though they'd be there, you wouldn't be aware of them. Even though it's yourself and it's your being, you wouldn't be. If it were not so, then I wouldn't have came to you. If it were not so, then I wouldn't have came to you. Reflection. I'm gonna tell you this straight up, man. The imagination rules everything. The imagination. Because without the imagination, you wouldn't even be able to visualize or think about doing something and then go about doing it through doing your best to do it through the conscious mind, gather up facts and gather up knowledge, man. Imagination rules everything. Imagination is the void consciousness. Imagination is the subconscious mind. Imagination is the super consciousness. Imagination is the all. Imagination is God. That's what you're missing. That's what we're missing. We're missing key elements of the Christ consciousness. We're missing key elements of spirituality. We're missing key elements of the formula of how we're supposed to perceive life and existence. And we're not focusing on imagination enough. Because once you bind your left and your right hemispheres of your brain into one another in balance, and you begin to see reality through imagination, attracting, because each side of your brain is a magnet, the imagination attracting the logic into your reality for your imagination to even take place in a certain way, in structured form for the conscious mind to experience through your astrological program, then you're not gonna be satisfied. You're not gonna be satisfied if you don't acknowledge this. If you don't acknowledge that every single part of your body is a symbolic representation of the mind and how it works and its processes, because that's what you truly are. Regardless of your name, regardless of your color, regardless of your preference, regardless of your five senses, take your senses away. Regardless of that, you still a mind. You're still the mind. And without the mind, without your own mind, you wouldn't experience this shit. You wouldn't experience self. So it's all about self at the end of the day. At the end of it all, when it all comes down to it, it's all about self. And until we acknowledge ourselves and have more faith within ourselves, or have more faith of ourselves, because faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. It is scientific evidence that cannot be proven. That can be proven over and over and over again. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Evidence, scientific evidence. And repeat it again. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Okay? How do you get evidence from things not seen? How do you get evidence from things not seen? How do you get evidence about things not seen? You close your eyes. You close your eyes. And you look around, see what everybody's looking at, and you ask yourself, what is everybody seeing? And then you ask, what are they not seeing? Normally seeing? What are people not normally looking at? Okay? It's what's behind your eyes and what others or your reflections of the illusion of separation reflecting itself back to you in order to have an experience of growth and betterment through the simulation of a chance or opportunity to change for yourself. It's about taking that time to close your eyes. What's behind your eyes, what's not seen. It's about taking that time to be more aware of what everybody else is really not looking at. That's how you become a genius. That's how you bring your genius out. What's behind the scenes? What's behind the scenes? What's behind the scenes? Me. What's behind the scenes? What's behind the scenes? I am. I'm behind the scenes. I'm gonna always be behind the scenes because I'm the only person that can experience my life. I'm the only person that can experience my life. I'm the only person that can even perceive me even quote unquote being born. I'm the only person that can even conceive. I'm the only person that can even conceive when people tell me that, oh, okay, you was born, you know what I'm saying, your mom and your dad, you know what I'm saying, you know, they got together and then there was this spark of life, you know what I'm saying, the egg with it to the ovum cell, you know, became a zygote, and you built cells and cells and cells, and then you became who you are. You came out the womb, man. You seen the light. You came out the womb. Okay. I hear that story. I hear that story, man. I hear that. Why I don't remember that though? Because your mind is made to forget certain things so that it can uncover them so that you can have an experience of heaven. A simulated experience of growth and betterment. This is what it is. This is heaven right now. Motherfuckers making it hell. People are making it hell. You're making this reality hell. Trying to focus on what somebody else done and how much they doing shit. You trying to focus on, oh man, the Illuminati. Oh man, these folks, they doing this, they doing that. What are you doing, man? Focus on what you doing, man. Focus on what you doing. Be a light bearer of your own self. I mean, I'm not saying ignore. I'm not saying ignore, you know what I'm saying, things that you might see, you know what I'm saying, that you need to touch base on, you know what I'm saying, to bring a little bit of light to it. What I'm saying is don't focus on that to the point where you get engulfed in that and then you forget your true self. You get engulfed in the illusion of separation so much that you lose sight of what this reality really is, which is the simulation of growth and betterment, so that you can experience the kingdom of heaven on earth. The kingdom of heaven, let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. If thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, then that means earth is everything that's on earth is a reflection of what's in heaven. Do you not get it? That's the law of correspondence. This is how we even got the information. We self-analyze. We self-contemplated. We constantly contemplated. Groups of people got together and we contemplated on what existence is based on our observation, which is true science. Science is the observation of nature, the study and observation of nature. A simulation is a system or process repeated over specific amounts of times for its own, from its own equation for study and observation. So this is a simulation. Duh. This is a simulation. And you're not going to be able to change yourself and acknowledge who you actually are until you realize just that. Just that. Realize this is a simulation and that everything that you see is a product of your own mind. Quantum physics 101. Now let me go into some four-dimensional space-time curvature for you. Space-time curvature, four-dimensional space-time curvature states how much energy is in one space and the type of energies they are. The types of energies that are in one space and how much of it determines events that take place. That's four-dimensional space-time curvature 101. That's Newton and Einstein together. Yeah, you ain't know that. Go look it up. That's Newton and Einstein. Yeah, they agreed on that. They agreed that this is a four-dimensional space-time. This is four-dimensional space-time curvature. Everything in space is curving according to the different types of energies. Everything is curving. All of the different energies are curving and forming to the different states of consciousness that conscious minds focus on within the subconsciousness. Everything that's happening is based on how much energy you putting into something and what type of energies that is. What type of energies they are. How much energy, how much focus and attention you put into something, and the type of thought you're putting that focus and attention into determines how much that thought expands and becomes perceptible to your conscious mind through your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind holds all of the imagination of the infinite possibilities, all of the programs that you can even connect to you through using your conscious mind, which is the critical thinking or the thought space, which moves your brain throughout the quantum field using electromagnetism. These is the technologies of your mind and body. Your body is a product of your mind. The mind and body are one. The mind is one with all existence. So we have a lot of power here, man. And once people start, hey, this is why so many things happen in the world. They try to stop us, man, from getting this level of consciousness. It's our lower self. So if you got there's a law of polarity. For there to be one energy, there has to be an equal and opposite energy. So if you think in a certain way and you think it's good, somebody else think it's bad automatically. Period. And you're quantumly entangled. Okay? So that you can create a simulation of bringing balance through your growth and betterment. So that you can have a simulation of having obstacles to even overcome. This is how reality works, man. This is how reality works. Period. So if you focus on something so much, it's gonna be somebody, man. It's gonna be a situation, even if it's not a person. It's probably gonna be a person. It's probably gonna be groups of persons. It's probably gonna be groups of people that do not agree with your ideology. But that's not what life is about, man. Life is about existing peacefully with different ideologies. And that's the point we're getting to. Once people acknowledge this, once people acknowledge what their mind is, you're constantly using a mind. You're constantly using an illusion of a separate mind. This is the illusion of separation. This is a simulation of growth and betterment through the illusion of separation, of being separate from something, of being separate from self. We're coming into the age where we're knowing that we're one. We're knowing why we weren't perceiving ourselves as one. And we're going to know how to become even more one. And this is what I'm telling you. This is what I'm here for. This is my purpose here. This is my purpose. My name is Jah Mashiach. I'm here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. No matter what your ideology is, for the collective consciousness, no matter what you thinking, as long as it's based in objective facts, as long as you on the road to getting your subjective mind based in objective facts, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me because I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna be there to help you. I'm gonna be that symbol in our mind that's helping us in this period of this astrological age, get us to the point where we can base all of our thoughts as much as possible in objective facts, but still be expressive with our own individuality. And until you as an individual will begin to base all of yourself, studying your astrology, your biology, because they're really both one. Your melanin and grounding to the earth, because your melanin is connected to the sun and the sun is an extension of the earth. And quantum physics, because quantum physics will tell you that everything is the quantum field of infinite possibility, including your own mind. Then you will know that you God. You will know that you are supreme deity. You will know how much power you have, because that's all you're going to be fucking thinking about. And that's all that you're going to see that's true. And once you base your mind in that, base all of your thoughts in it, you're going to get plenty more truth. You're going to get plenty more through your experiences, through your specific astrological energies, through your specific astrological programs. You're going to get experience that tell you to hold to that truth, to that objective truth in the way that you can through your experience. And through your experience of doing realities, you're going to focus many different events and happenings into your life that tell you I'm on the road to heaven or I'm living in heaven. Period. Because that's what heaven is. Heaven is being with the I am, is being one with the I am that I am. I mean, it's all through our holy text. It's all through science. So now it ain't no excuse, man. No excuse. We got to start repeating this over and over and over again all day, every day to ourselves. We got to make affirmations. We got to make programs. We have to hypnotize, self-hypnotism. We got to hypnotize ourselves to base all of our subjectivity in Hermetic principles, base all of our subjectivity in the natural laws, base all of our subjectivity in higher morals and standards to live by. Base all of our astrological program in experiencing biology is, period. As long as you ain't as long as you ain't hurting nobody, man. If you're manifesting your heaven and you really want to hurt somebody, you're gonna manifest people that want to be hurt. You're gonna manifest people that willingly want to be hurt and it pleasures them. And it pleasures you to hurt them. If you really like that. If you really like that in the head, that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. All it is the wheat getting separated from the chaff. The fake getting separated from the real. And when more people become real, you're gonna see the stuff that you thought was fake, that it's gonna be able to happen over there where it can happen it, and you still gonna be able to experience your reality the way you want to. That's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm telling you, man. America's a great thing, man. America is a great thing for all these different ideologies, for all these different adaptations to the earth plane to come into one area. In the age of information, this is wonderful because now we can experience multiple different arrays of pieces of our culture and begin to put them all together and put them all in one. It's all my mind. We can syncretize and define. Educate and elevate. And we can begin to just, man, start knowing who we actually are, man. The mind is a transmitter and receiver of its own thoughts, simulating it. That's what the mind is, man. And that's what we keep our mind on. Your mind got to know what it is, man, eventually. Your mind has to know what it is eventually. All this doing is pushing it to happen in my quantum reality, in my little section. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, all of myself already enlightened. You know what I'm saying? It's just trickling down into me like downloads. It's just trickling down into me. And then I just upload the information from the Ethernet that I downloaded from the Ethernet, and I upload it into the internet, which is internet. The internet, which is inside self, which stems from and goes back inwardly, turns on through nuclear fusion on self. It turns back in on self. This ain't no nuclear fission. This ain't no combustion. This is a EMF field. This is something that's constant. This is a electromagnetic field that I'm talking about. Once you begin to think, man, hey, my mind is an infinite. None of this really exist, but it's here to simulate. But I'm here to. I am simulating this for myself, bro. What type, bro? Tell me, sis. Tell me what belief system you know about like that. I promise you. Tell me what belief system you know about like that. And when you look over this video again, tell me if that's not gonna better humanity. Period. I'm talking about this EMF field, this constant thought frequency, this frequent thoughts. Accountability, response. No, not accountability, but yeah, accountability, but integrity, all itself, self-respect, all itself, all itself. Perseverance, persevering through anything, because it's a simulation of growth and betterment for self, for self. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it can't. I mean, it's really simple at the end of the day, man. It's really simple. You know what I'm saying? Exactly what I'm saying is for sure like what it is, man. What's happening right now is for sure what it is, man. What I'm telling you, man, you're literally in a simulation of your own mind, and people thinking these different spirits, and they thinking you know, the devil, and you know what I'm saying, Baal and Beelzebub, and all these different spirits, or these archons and deities, and the orishas, and just all of these different, just, man, you know what I'm saying, just all these different gods, the netters, all of these things are products of our own mind, the collective mind of the all, which is what we truly are. Only reason you have a different perspective of me is because of your astrological program. It's because of your genotype. It's because of the different perspective or different possibility of the all that you wish to be and that you wish to experience for your own growth and betterment. So for you to, you know, go through certain things and not accept it as it's happening, then that's you denying your heaven. For you to go through certain things and not that you may not like, and don't learn from it to better yourself, instead of pointing the finger at the situation or the persons in the situation, then you keeping yourself, you pushing your own heaven away. That's exactly what's happening. People are pushing their own heavens away, man. People are not seeing the signs. People want to protest. People want to riot. People want to loot. But when does anybody change their mental and physical environment? How many people do you hear saying when tragic things happen, like a melanated being getting shot by the police? How many people you hear saying, "Oh man, that's a sign, man. We need to get the hell out of here, man. This should be happening too much." How many people saying that? We need to get the fuck out of here. How many people saying that? You know what I'm saying? No, I understand, you know what I'm saying? You want to stay in that environment. Hey, I don't know about you. At least get about the immediate environment that you was in so you can be straight. I mean, that's crazy. Why would you still stay there and protest, bro? That's crazy. When you know the system is not even built for you. System is built for specific people to be used as slaves. If you no longer identify yourself as that, then you must place yourself, you must fully embody. If you do not believe you are a slave, then why are you still in a slave master's reality? Why are you still in a slave master's dream? Why are you still willing to work within a slave master's dream when you can have your own dream, where you can manipulate your own reality, where you can subconsciously program yourself to be free, really free as you think you could be, but truly a slave to your own consciousness and not a slave to another ones that you truly, you know what I'm saying, don't know much about. It's all about self. The kingdom of heaven is within. It's all about self, man. The more you know yourself, the more you're going to live in the kingdom of heaven. Period. Change your mental and your physical environment. Change your thought frequency. Because that changes your feelings. And what you feel, you think, act, you think and do. Learn your perspective. Learn your subconscious programs that manifest your perspective in order for you to even think certain ways about stuff. Like, study your astrological chart, man. Know what your mind is, because you only have that. You are that. Let's stop separating ourselves from these, you know, these things. When you research something, that's you, man. That's you, and it's coming to you, and you're perceiving it through the lens of what you've been emitting through your electromagnetic field. What types of thoughts you've been emitting, you're getting back the residual of that. You're getting back 5 to 10% of that. Okay? This is your tithes and offering. Your tithes and offering is your thought. It's an automatic thing, man. You don't understand that these are natural laws. These are laws that the Holy Bible is breaking down mental science. It's way deeper than people think it is. When ancient civilizations tell stories, it's allegorical, metaphorical, scientific. Okay? Remember that. It's allegorical, metaphorical, scientific. Now, if you find an ancient text that is saying the actual science or the objective science behind what other allegorical or metaphorical things are saying, then you can know, okay, this is, you can connect the dots. You can connect the dots. But it's all based on your state of consciousness. It's all based on your frequency. What types of thoughts are you frequently thinking about? And what types of thoughts are you thinking about, and how often are you thinking them? Are you thinking about how your mind works? Are you really meditating on that? Are you really deeply, are you meditating on the unseen? You want to have faith, you want to believe in yourself, you want to have courage. You know what I'm saying? You want to be this ideal self. Then we got to get our minds right first. What's the point in trying to business or trying to go somewhere and your mind's not right yet? Doesn't make sense. The mathematical equation doesn't even add up because you got many different variables according to your own, which stems from your mind. All is mental. All is mentalism. Keep a healthy perspective, man. And when somebody present information to you like this, you gonna feel a little bit of, you haven't thought like this at all. You've been constantly in the you've been constantly until you get your mind right, you're not gonna be able to do anything you want to do. You're gonna have a lot of restrictions. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a lot of challenges until you begin to overcome certain things in your mind, because what plays out in your mind, what plays out in your consciousness, what plays out in how you think, what you frequently think about, is gonna leak into your reality through your subconscious. That's gonna make programs. These programs are gonna bring situations back to your conscious mind. So we must know who we are, man. We must know who we are, and know that and do our best to know that every moment, so that we can be in tune with being balanced in the moment, no matter what the fuck going on. Period. Because just being in that balanced state, that's gonna amplify your electromagnetic field to attract. You know what I'm saying? Attract and repel. Attract situations that's right for you and repel situations that ain't. You know what I'm saying? Period. So yeah, I am Jah Mashak. I am here to live out and teach high wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. And I say today we gonna get this shit together, man. People be worried about too much fucking shit, bro. I guess it's cause my son conjunct moon, man. My feelings be so balanced. You know what I'm saying? I do my best to keep my feelings so balanced all the time. You know what I'm saying? My thoughts be based in objective facts, man. I just be thinking about that shit. Just be like everything that's happening is happening, man. It's happening for you, not against you. Everything that's happening is happening for me, not against me. I don't have time to constantly sit up and point the finger at somebody. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we going through your astrological energy and certain situations pop out, and, you know, I'm helping you go through that process of, you know, healing your demons and stuff. You know, your quincunxus squares and your quincunxus, your squares, and your oppositions, and I'm helping you heal. I'm helping you, you know what I'm saying, reformat your consciousness so you can have more of your sextiles, trines, and conjunctions in there. Then, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have to call you out about it because, you know what I'm saying, or just let you know, you know what I'm saying, this is the aspect that's playing out right now. This is what's playing out right now. You know what I'm saying? This is what you need to do to help, you know what I'm saying, lessen that. You know what I'm saying? Lessen that effect and tweak that genotype to express itself as a phenotype in a different way. And that way, you know, you won't be having to deal with that stress. You know, you won't be having to deal with manifesting that stress in your life. But yeah, we overcoming everything. You know, I just wanted to get that across, man. That status, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people comment on that status. Everybody had great answers. But you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to come through and let you know what it is, man. The mind, what the mind truly is. The mind is an illusion, but it's an illusion for you to be able to transmit and receive your own consciousness back to yourself for growth and betterment. So you can change this realm of chance and opportunity into change and ingenuity, aka the kingdom of heaven on earth, the new heaven and the new earth, living in eternal consciousness, having no beginning or end. I love myself. Peace to the gods. Share the video.